guys, it's Michelle. Welcome to my Booktube channel. This is my very first video and I'm freaking out. No matter how many times I watch the video, this is how you start a YouTube channel, and they say it's gonna be really weird talking to a camera. I understand what they mean now. But the first video that I decided to do to get us started is the new Booktuber Tag. So I have written down the questions from a Clockwork Readers video, and let's just get started and see if we can do this. The first question is, why did you start this channel? I've been watching Booktube for about 6-ish months, and my husband was like, hey, you could do that, and I was like, shut up, no I can't. But here I am, and I'm doing it. I got back into Booktube like watching videos like 2 weeks ago, and he was like, no, seriously, you could do that. So here we are, I'm doing it. So I'm going to attempt to talk about books. I love books, but everyone on Booktube loves books, so that's not really anything new, but we'll see if we can do this. So thank you to my husband. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm talking to a camera. So we'll see how it goes. He's the reason I started this channel, so thanks, Castleman. Number 2, what are some fun, unique things you can bring to Booktube? I don't know if I have a real answer for this. I think every booktuber is unique in their own way. The only thing I can bring is talking about books, so I don't really think that's unique, but I think every individual booktuber is unique, and that's why you go to their different channels. That's why you see what they're talking about. Everyone's cool in their own way, so let's see if I can be fun and unique in some way. Number 3, what are you most excited for about this new channel? Talking about books, but isn't that everyone's answer? Normally when I talk about books, I talk about them to my husband, and he doesn't care at all. So with this community, I feel like maybe some of you will care about books as much as I care about books, because I care about books so much. I have so many books. I'm also a librarian, so like I have books in my house, but I also go to a place full of books every day. So books are a big, important part of my life, and I'm just excited to talk about them to people who also care about them as much as I do. I'm also part of a book club, so I do have a place once a month where I can talk about books to other people who care about these books, but they read a lot of fantasy novels, and fantasy is not my thing. It is YA, which is good, but YA fantasy is not my thing. So if that's your thing, that's great, but it's not my thing. But at least I get to talk about books with someone, and I can complain about books, so that's something. I think we're on number 4. Number 4, why do you love reading? I love reading because I'm an introvert. So when I need to recharge, which is all the time, I can pick up a book and I can be transported to somewhere else while sitting in my library. And that's a great feeling. It's great. If I'm having a bad day, I'll even like talk to anyone. I just come in my house, I'm like, hey Castleman, I'm having a bad day, and he's like, okay, and he lets me read, and I can read a whole book, and it just transports me to somewhere else, even if it's like To All the Boys I've Loved Before is just in Charlottesville, Virginia, I'm pretty sure, and that's where I am, and it's amazing. But if I do feel like getting into a fantasy, you know, I'm in a whole mystical, magical world. I'm in Harry Potter, I'm in Hogwarts, it doesn't matter. So that's why I love reading. It makes me feel like I'm not alone, and maybe with this community I definitely won't feel like I'm so alone. Number 5, what book or series got you into reading? I feel like this is everyone's answer. I'm gonna hold it up. Twilight. So Twilight came out in 2005 and I was 15, but I didn't start reading it until my freshman year of college in 2008. That's when the movie came out, and someone was like, hey man, this is also a book, and I was like, shut the front door. So I read the book first. I read it in like 2 sittings, which back then I wasn't reading at all, so 2 sittings was amazing. I was supposed to be doing like homework for like college. I was a freshman, and instead I was reading Twilight. And I remember this girl coming into my dorm. She's like, how do you have time to read? And I was like, I'm making time to read this amazing book, because you know, everyone knows back then Twilight was amazing. And can you believe that the movie's 10 years old now? I just rewatched them all and they're still... Anyway, so Twilight. Obviously, looking back, Twilight is a little controversial now. Even back then it was controversial, but now it's like, you know, but we have grown since then. The YA community, we have grown, but that's Twilight. It was Twilight. Oh, Twilight. Number 6, what questions would you ask your favorite booktubers? So some of my favorite booktubers are Emma Books, A Clockwork Reader, Peruse Project. I love them, especially Emma Books. I think she's great. But I would just say, how do you make friends in this community? I have a hard time in real life making friends because I'm such an introvert, but I feel like with this community, you know, we're all talking about the same thing. We all love the same thing. So just like, how do you make friends? How do you reach out? That's really what I want to know. I want to make friends. I want to be friends with all these cool booktubers, and we could just talk about books all the time. And then the last question. Look, guys, I'm doing it. Okay. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be hardest to overcome? Talking in front of a camera, but look, I'm doing it. Also, editing the videos, that's gonna be fun. So I'm gonna leave this in here and we'll see how well I edit this video. It'll be super fun. Catherine's gonna help me, so yeah. Also, staring at this camera thing. This is very challenging, especially because Castleman, he's behind the camera. He's literally right here. And I can see his face, like when I talked about him in the first question, he was smiling. He's smiling right now. So it's very distracting. But I feel like I really want to do this, so I don't think the challenge will be making the videos. Like, I really want to do that. I really want to be part of this community, but I just feel like executing it well and making the videos pretty at first is going to be a challenge, but I feel like that's okay. That's a challenge for everyone, and we will get there. Wow, I answered all the questions, so I'm done. If you're a new booktuber, let me know in the comments. Please subscribe and we can get this going. I'm going to link down places where you can find me elsewhere: Goodreads, Twitter, Instagram. And thank you so much for watching this video. Bye, guys.